Hi everyone, Adrian from Audio Excellence Canada, Louis on my right and Christian behind the camera. Okay, let's move on to another part of this video, which I was debating whether or not we should discuss, and I thought, let's do it because it's quite important. Have you seen any videos at all about these speakers?
Yes.
On YouTube? Okay.
Yes.
So which ones have you seen?
I've seen two, one with Andrew Jones at the Capital Audio Fest and Steve Guttenberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I had I watch OCD Mikey as well as Jay's Audio Lab, among a bunch of other channels, because I enjoy their content. OCD Mikey is crazy. I love the fact that he's nuts. I don't agree with him most of the time, especially when he has these conspiracy theories and so on, but it's fun, it's entertaining. I'll drive and laugh at him or laugh with him or curse at him, depending on the mood I'm in. But I enjoy it. Especially the last two videos, or recently the videos, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. He went and visited Magnepan. And it's such a great video. OCD Mikey, well done. That was a superb part one and part two. Jay's Audio Lab, I love this guy's insanity. The guy spends as much on his audio system as people spend on their houses. I love it. I love his passion. I love his enthusiasm. I love the fact that he tells it as he sees it, good or bad. And whether or not you agree with him, it's his opinion, and that's a good thing. And he's willing to bite the bullet and try it out and then give his opinions as to what he thinks they are. Just as sort of what we do here, where I spend the money on this stuff and then I'll tell you what I think of them, good and bad. So I like that. They both did videos about the speakers, and this was before we received ours. So I was curious to see what they said. They were both at the Capital Audio Fest, and Mikey had originally, I'm sorry, I'm calling you Mikey because apparently that's your name, or Mike, whichever you prefer.
Mike Poland,
yeah. He had said initially he was going to be a dealer, and then subsequently he said, I'm not going to be a dealer. And the very first reason he gave was because they're made in China. And I thought, wow, that's the reason? And he went to elaborate a little bit about how, well, you know, people in China, the workers are taken advantage of, and so on and so on. And that his example, he knew somebody, the Perlisson people, who use speakers made in China, and the factory workers are treated to 2 meals a day and are indentured servants. So I've been to China, right? I have visited long-term 9 factories, because at one time in my life I was thinking about diversifying into other business ventures. And I can tell you this, as well as audio, and I can tell you this, all 9 of those factories, not only were they incredibly well run, very clean, in many ways state-of-the-art. The factory that I visited that makes speakers was incredible, unbelievable. I also decided impromptu to talk to a few of the factory workers and ask them how things were. And so this was not like, okay, scripted, come meet this guy. He will talk to you
Great.
about the working conditions. No, I just walked up to one of the guys and then I walked to a bunch of other ones just to see. Seemed to be very happy. They made more money than the average factory worker that I know of, and friends of mine who know of. Not only that, by no means are they required to stay in the factory. They certainly can if they live 4 or 5 provinces away. If they live locally, they don't have to stay there. They do get fed, which, by the way, is not a normal thing in North America, right? You guys work here.
Yeah.
When time to time, I remember to buy you guys lunch, or if I have the time, I'll buy you guys lunch, but you guys are responsible for your own lunch. Does that mean that you guys are indentured servants? No. I think that was an ignorant remark. Now, I'm not saying, Mikey, that you're ignorant. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the comment was ignorant. I understand where you're coming from, that power to the people, right? I do understand that. But I don't agree with that statement. There were others, but that was one. The other thing also is that if you think about buying decisions based around where a product is made, then, where's your cell phone made? Where's your computer made, right? Where's your fridge made? Where's your TV made? Right? It's impossible to not do world trade today.
This is a travesty. This is a sin against capitalism.
In fact, we know from having experienced this for the last 45, 50, 60 years that economically, capitalism, with all of its flaws, with all of its terrible things that can happen, is still the better of all the solutions that, as a human race, we've tried for the last 100 years. I think that if you combine capitalism with ethics, morality, and so on, you could have the best of all worlds. But that's just me being naive. The other one was, I mentioned Jay's Audio Lab. So Jay was nonplussed about what he experienced. He didn't think they were anything special, and he thought the hype was crazy. So I thought, okay, well, hype, was that hype from the manufacturer? No, I wasn't at the show, so I don't know if the manufacturer said, oh, these are much better than double the money or triple the money. I don't know if they said that. I wasn't there. I took a quick look through the website. Nowhere did they say these are the finest, $10,000 speakers that you can buy for $5,000.
No.
I didn't see that, but maybe the hype came from other people who were excited and fans of Andrew Jones. And if that's the case, you can't blame the manufacturer. And I'm not saying, Jay, that you blame the manufacturer. You just said that the hype was palpable. And if that's the case, well, it is what it is. You preferred the Polk audio speakers that sell for $1,000, and that's cool. Listen, this is a very subjective business, and Jay, you've gone through multiple amplifiers, multiple speakers, and so on and so forth, and at the end you picked one, and it looks like you're going to be looking for more speakers again. It's subjective, and that's just how it is. I have no problems with people not liking what we sell or liking something else or liking what we have. Is absolutely no problem. One direct criticism you did have, however, was that it didn't have quote-unquote bass, and as a result, you could never be happy with that. So let me address that very specifically. I agree, it does not have low bass. When I say low bass, I'm using the definition that Harry Pearson came up with, which is perhaps technically not accurate, from 40 hertz and down. The speakers are not designed to go lower than that. At least technically, as far as their specifications are concerned, they go from 40 or 42 hertz and up. So they're not meant to go that low. And if that bothers you, totally understand. It's not designed for that. However, I would also like to point out that I don't know of any speaker in that range, and I could be wrong. We don't sell every speaker in the world, but I don't know of any other speaker in the world that's in that price range that substantially goes below 40 hertz with real meat, real power. I don't mean that it measures the way when you listen to it, it has no energy. This actually has energy down
A lot.
to 40, 42 hertz. Number one. Number two, there are very, very, very few instruments that go below 40 hertz. Real instruments, not synthesizers. Well, if you include synthesizers, that's one. But for example, a grand piano goes down to about 27, 28 hertz. Electric bass goes down, again, A open is 27, 28 hertz. An organ goes down to 16. Contrabass goes down to about 28 or 29 hertz. Other than that, almost every other acoustic instrument that you can think of is from about 45 and up. And most instruments don't even go that low. Again, I'm not saying that as a result of that, you shouldn't have speakers that can go lower. I'm just simply pointing out that to disqualify a speaker for that is perhaps not fair. I hasten to point out, this is very important. If you've already stopped watching, you won't know this. So let me just say this. I'm pointing these things out not because we're a dealer. I'm pointing this out simply because that those are the facts, these are the truths. It literally doesn't make any real difference to us whether we sell these speakers or not. We hardly sell speakers in this price range. That swing aperture that you sold yesterday for $2,700, I think is the first pair of $2,700 speakers that we've sold for the last...
long time.
Except for the Magnepan LRSs, which we sell lots of, and that's a very unique scenario, right? A day ago, I took an order from a client of mine for a pair of speakers that's $80,000. The day before, I took an order for a pair of speakers that's $160,000. I can't remember the last time I sold a pair of speakers under $10,000. And if Philip was here, he would tell you the same kind of thing. Our liking these speakers have literally very little, if any, to do with the fact that we're a dealer. I just thought that if we have them, we can at least hopefully help somebody who's looking for a good pair of speakers in that price range. So it's not because we're a dealer, it's not because we're biased. I swear to you, it really isn't. And in fact, it's never been the case for me when it comes to representing something that is monetarily driven. I think those are all the other the main points about that. So to sum up, do you like the speakers?
I love the speakers.
Yeah, I do too. And I hate it when we all agree. It's kind of boring, but it happens to be the case.
It's the type of speaker I would buy.
Yeah.
And I'm very fussy. The tonality, the dynamics, micro, macro, it's there. It's not missing anything as far as I'm concerned. And remember too, Adrian, that it's in a very, very, very damped room with the two sides being...
Yeah, so to clarify, it's a room that we affectionately call the home theater because we do have a home theater system in there. And so because there's so many speakers, you have to damp the walls. Otherwise, the sound would just drive you crazy. The bouncing of the energy everywhere. So we've got the walls and the ceilings treated and the floors all carpeted. But the the upside there is that then you actually hear the speakers quite well, right?
Yeah.
Because the room becomes less of a thumbprint. Yeah.
But
anything else?
No,
This has gone long enough.
2 thumbs up for me. I don't care. 2 thumbs up for me because all the clients who come in here who have heard it, they love it.
Yeah.
They don't like it, they love it.
Yeah, I would agree
So-
overall. If you get a chance, go and listen for yourself, see what you think. I'd love to hear your comments or see your comments. Just put them below in the comment section. And that's it for us. I think this will be the last video we'll do for this year.
You had a customer who came in and waited outside just to listen to them. And what was your opinion?
I thought they were phenomenal. The guy who came in,
Yes.
he was very pleased and was not disappointed about having to wait at all.
So in other words, Christian, just in case what he just said didn't get caught by the microphone, Christian hated the speakers. The client almost threw a fit and left in a huff, and never to be seen from again. And good, we now have a dissenting voice. There we go. So 2 people really liked it. Christian hates it, but then Christian's deaf. What the hell does he know? All right. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for your support for all these years, and we hope you and your family have a wonderful holiday season and the very best for you for the new year.
And
Take care, everybody.
And hope to see you in the store next year or Boxing Day. Don't forget.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
All right.
Let's get going. Whoa.